This episode of the Blue Eagle Bus, we get it home from Texas and get it cleaned up. Fortunately, we had some help. After that, I was on to Eagle Classic Coach in Bushnell, Florida to see JB, the Central Florida Eagle expert. The engine was inspected to make sure that the rack and the valves were adjusted properly and running good. It's a strong running Detroit so far. Then on to the suspension. Eagle buses are equipped with a torsion elastic suspension system instead of airbags, like most buses. The right bogey wheel torsion bar needed to be replaced. And this is what they look like when they're not mounted in the bus. It took a bit of effort due to the 50 years of grime and rust and whatever caked on the bolts. And sometimes the difference between working on a heavy truck or bus and a car is a sledgehammer and a blowtorch. But it all came together. The bogey wheel had to be indexed or adjusted to ensure that it carried its share of the weight of the bus so that everything is spread evenly or appropriately. This is the final project, or finished product. Bus also got new tires and new shocks. It was then adjusted, all of the torsion parts adjusted to the proper height, and then on to windshields. Both windshields were replaced, and when we did, we found some rust in the front, which is common to Eagles. We cleaned that up, and then on to APC bus for repaint of the front cap, rebuilt transmission drop box, and a new clutch. Here's the finished product of the front cap repaint. Also, the headlights cans were removed, cleaned, painted, and new headlights installed. They'll be replaced by LEDs in the near future. Then back to our driveway for the interior. The blue carpet was removed, exposing the old wood floor. Some of it was replaced due to water damage and rot. And some of the walls also were replaced down to the frame of the bus, front and back. The driver's seat and fold-out couch were kept, but both reupholstered. You'll see photos of that later. New walls went up, along with some guesses on blue paint. New floors went in, vinyl flooring, very durable, and I think they came out really good. Still trying to figure out which shade of blue we wanted to do in the walls. The entry door was nothing more than a thin piece of paneling covering spray foam. All that was pulled out. The metal framework cleaned, painted, and then we put kill mat in the door frame itself. Really good stuff to work with, easy, and does a good job at canceling the noise and provides a little bit of insulation. But the key factor was it's really easy to work with. Once the kill mat was installed, spray foam was put in, especially along the metal parts. A new thicker piece of panel was cut and upholstered. The dash had been converted to wood to cover the defroster and the access panel or the storage area and the top shelf as well. The dash had some damage to it, so a new piece was cut for the vertical part of the defroster. The top panel was fine, but both were reupholstered to match the entry door. I think the dash came out pretty good. And again, we had some help getting things done. Here's a shot of the back. We took it down to the frame, cleaned the frame, painted it, new insulation, new walls, of course the new floor too. Painted the walls, the bathroom, and the ceiling tiles. All that came out really sharp. New faucet in the bathroom, along with the new toilet. The bathroom and the shower are separate across the hall from each other, and they both came out pretty sharp. Finished product, almost. The couch, the floor, walls, painted shade of blue, and the exterior trim got some caulking and sealant. I had the ACs serviced. They're original. They might be 30 plus years old, but they work well. We also replaced the two thermostats. Each bank of the engine, it's a V8, have their own thermostats, and cleaned or flushed out the coolant system. A good run down the interstate was a good test. Make sure the engine was cooling and keeping up. So again, the thing runs great. There's a solid, strong engine in it. And with the torsion bar, new shocks, new tires, it runs, drives, handles great. After this, we took it on our first true trip to a campground in New Smyrna Beach. And I hope to have a video showing that and maybe a couple other trips coming up soon as well. So thanks for watching, and look out for our next episode of the Blue Eagle Bus.